Good morning. It's a gift to be with you all today. You know, ever since 2018, when I started this journey, when I had the gift to run PolicyLink and follow in Angela Glover Blackwell's legacy, I've been on a beautiful journey. A journey that has actually had me breaking open in the most wondrous of ways. And I know many of us are joining here today, and some are hopeful, some are joyous, some of us are broken, some of us are angry, some of us are frustrated. And I hold all of those emotions right now. I hold all of those emotions. And as I've been in this work for the last 6 years in this role, I've gotten very clear about one thing. If I can't become the manifestation of love in my day-to-day life, I cannot take the equity movement any further. And I share that with you because it's hard to try to be the manifestation of love when you have such a fighter spirit inside you. But the reality is, I had to check myself. And I had to ask myself, do I still have the courage to love? Am I becoming actually the thing that I'm working against? And that can't happen. And what I also recognized was that if this human vessel is not right, another policy document, another data set, another idea will not work for this nation. Folks, soul work is policy work. It is the only work. It is one of the frontiers of our movement. And when you look at that sign that says all means all, that is our work. And what is a reminder and an invitation that you're going to experience in this summit? I want you to remember that that is the foundational word in the equity definition, all. And I want you to invite you to be on a journey with us. An individual and a collective journey for us to lead this nation into the nation that is yet to be built, a nation that will be able to work for everyone. And so what does that mean for today? That means we stripped away immediately diving into all the technical things that we could do around infrastructure and water and housing and transportation. We're going to do those things tomorrow. Today, what I'm asking you to do is to suspend your disbelief, to actually consider that this is the work that we have to do in order to do the other work. I ask you to try to suspend your critique. You know, some will say that love is soft. I don't think it's soft at all. Some would say, I'm just ready to get into the work. The work is checkmated by our inability to see the humanity of each other and work in service of everyone's thriving. And I need you to recognize that. So today, what I'm humbly asking you to do is be in community with each other. Connect with your head and your heart. Ask yourself, do you have the courage to love everyone and work in service of their thriving? That's the journey that I'm on. That's the journey that PolicyLink is on. That is our generational work, folks. For too long, we've hid behind the technical aspects of our work. No more. When you love, you don't have to be afraid to say equity. When you love, you don't have to have a board meeting to decide if you're going to help Black people. When you love, you will serve who the data tells you to serve. When you love, you don't work in the shadows. When you love, you are not worried about what the opposition is doing, because you know that the indomitable power of love means that victory is already ours, folks. So as you join today, and as you think about leaving, I want you to hold one truth. Equity is not dead. Equity is a manifestation of our love. Whether you use the word or not is quite inconsequential. What matters is the aspiration of equity. And that aspiration is a nation-building aspiration. Just and fair inclusion into a society in which all can participate, prosper, and reach their full potential. That's not a charity definition. That's a nation-building definition. And later on in the coming days, you're going to hear a vision about how we're going to take on this mantle of governing for all in this nation. That is our generational work. But before we can do that, we've got to do our work. The last thing I'll say is this. This summit is the start of a beautiful journey. It is the start of an invitation. This walk that we're taking is not something that you can do at one moment in time. You know, as I've been on my own journey, some people would say sometimes, Michael, well, just tell me the 1 or 3 things we can do. And I would say back to them, well, you know, if you are a faith person, your faith leader doesn't give you 1 or 2, 3 things to achieve your salvation. That's your journey. Well, if you want to be the best at helping us realize the promise of equity in our lifetime, I invite you to consider manifesting a soul that has the capacity to love everyone particularly. It's not my words, those are Howard Thurman's words. If we do that, we're going to create that nation where everyone can participate, prosper, and reach their full potential. So welcome.